the young aspirants out there who are planning for the upcoming JEE architecture based examination. As you are all aware, the importance of drawing in the examination. Drawing carries almost 100 marks out of 400, which is almost 25% of the mark. So many of you are really worried about the drawing part. Here, THiNC Institute of Design introduces ARCH8 Series, a set of videos exclusively for you guys, which basically introduces to all the elements of drawing which you guys probably need, starting from perspective, fundamentals of composition, lighting and shadow, texturing. I am Vibu Surendran. Welcome to THiNC Institute of Design. In the drawing part, three-dimensional composition is a question which is very frequently asked. When you are drawing a three-dimensional composition, it includes object drawing, fundamentals of lighting and shadow, and texturing. So today, let's see how we can create a very basic three-dimensional composition. So for that, we are going to take up a question which was asked in the recent JEE examination. So I'll just explain the question. The question was to create a harmonic three-dimensional composition with a set of cuboid. So basically there are two sets of cuboids which are given. Cuboid A, which is 2 cm by 2 cm by 2 cm in terms of its dimension, and cuboid number B, which is 5 cm by 2 cm by 2 cm. So when you are asked to create compositions of this sort with primitive shapes, it can be cubes, cuboids, cylinders, cones or frustum, whatever it is, you should basically look at proper lighting and shadow, the proportion and the size, and if at all it is specifically told any types of material, you should also look at texture. So here we have not been told any specific material, so we are just randomly giving the shape and proper lighting and shadow. That is what we are looking at. But you will definitely look at the relative size. So there are two sides, the cuboid number 1, which is 2 by 2 by 2, and they are 5 in numbers. We have been given 5 numbers of them. In cuboid number B, which is 5 into 2 into 2 cm, which have been given 4 in numbers. So let's see how we can create a composition which is harmonic. Now what is the meaning of the word harmonic? It's nothing but we are supposed to create a composition which is in harmony. We have not just randomly distributed these cuboids in a composition. We have organized them in a way that it looks interesting. So that is what a composition which is in harmony. So we are basically going to create a visually pleasing, harmonious composition with the given cuboids. So let's see how we can do this. Usually when you are given questions related to 3D composition, rather than directly jumping onto the outcome, you should have some additions done. Okay, so let's see how we can do some rough ideas or compositions before going into the final one. So let's see. So here we should have some basic idea about the relative dimension 5 into 2 into 2 and 2 into 2 into 2. So first one is more or less a cube, which is 2 cm by 2 cm 2 by 2 cm, something like this. And the second one is 1, 2, and so this is 2 cm, 2 cm, 2 cm. So this one should be 2. I'll take extra another 2, which is almost the same length. And here instead of enter 2, I'll take the half. So this becomes the half 5. So I'll go down. This is almost equal to 5. So this is 2 by 2 by 5. See? So if I split this here, you can see it is like 2, 2 and 1. So that total becomes 5. So you should have some relative understanding of the dimension between both of them. Right? So with this, we are going to initially start with some rough idea. How all can we do? Maybe we can create a very rough composition of something of this sort. Maybe 1. This is the type B cuboid. I'll put yet another one. We have 4 of them. So over here I have maintained a gap, and on the top the same cuboid they have been attached. So next we'll go to the 5 number of cuboids. For that I'll keep a gap again. Cuboid number 1, cuboid number 2, and maybe last cuboid. This is the cuboid number 5. So this can be a possible simple yet harmonious composition. Yeah. Actually, there is one more important point which was given in the question. That was, we were supposed to use cool colors. Cool colors were being asked to be used for this composition. So you can either go with color palettes like blue, green, or maybe in the violet side, somewhere on this side. So I will maybe majorly playing with blue and green in this illustration. So this can be a possible direction, or maybe I can go with yet another one. So you should have some idea about, this is height 2, 2, 2, so this should be almost 1. So that is your relative proportion. You should have some relative idea about how big it will be. So see, this is 2, so 1, 2, the next 2, and this is half of this, so it is 5. You should have some basic idea how the relative size should work. And next one I will keep it like this. Same way, half, 1, 2 and 2. So get another cuboid like this. So we have 2 of them stacked together. I'll keep the yet another 2 which is left out on top of this. Right? Now we'll keep a cuboid in front of this, one like this, 1. Keep one cuboid over here, 2, 1 over here, 3, 2 of them over here, 1. So this is yet again another composition which is very harmonic. So here you can see this is cuboid number 1, which is of the type A, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the cuboid which is of the size 5 by 2 by 2, that is number 1, number 2, number 3 and number 4. So you can go on, there are a lot of possibilities which you can just try out before jumping into the final outcome. So what I'm going to do is, we'll take up this as an idea or a direction and we'll try composing this. So the same stuff in a decent way, that's what we are going to do. Now once you have some rough ideas done, idea number 1, idea number 2, idea number 3, idea number 4, idea number 5, and you can just go around and look at and see which of the ideas look actually interesting. You should not be spending a lot of time on an idea. Actually the type of ideation I did was pretty very neat and clean. You need not do like that. You can be very fast with rough doodles and just quickly see how the composition will come out, work out, and just quickly sketch and see. Okay, it should not be taken like ideas. So you can do a lot of quick ideations like this on a rough sheet before finally concluding the thing which you should be taking up. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take one of the ideas which probably we have done previously. I'll take one of them and I'll quickly compose them and see how it finally comes up. So when you're going to sketch the final outcome, make sure your dimensions and relatives and proportions and all are well perfectly maintained. So here I'll make sure the dimensions are more or less perfect. So I'll start with first. So this is 2. So here approximately 2 again, another 2, and next one should be half of it. This is 2, so half of it should be 1. So this is the width. I'll go up. So this is the cuboid of type B. So I'll go like this. So initially I'm drawing the rough sketch. or the soft sketch where I will find a detail out. This is the first cuboid. I will draw the next one. So yet again 1, this is 1, this is almost this height, 1, 2 and half of it 1, like that. See, you should maintain a parallelity. This is parallel to this. So that is both of your first cuboids of type B. I will draw yet again one more of on the top of this. There are infinite number of possibilities of composition probably we can try with the given shapes. Okay, there are infinite possibilities. So you just go down and make sure one of the composition which looks interesting. It need not be very two-dimensional, just like keeping one top of the another. It can be in 3 dimension also, like the one we are trying. Like this. I'll go on to the top. Next I will add so this is 2, so I should take the 2. Now this is like 5 into 2 into 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces are all done. Now we have to go for the smaller ones, that is 2 into 2 into 2, 5 pieces. We'll go with that. So this is the first one. See the parallelity I'm maintaining. So already 1, 2 is done. Now we will add 2 more over here. Fine. We'll go for the last one, which I will put in between in front of this. So maybe I'll add it over here. So this is 2. So that completes your composition. A simple and a harmonious composition. Now let's complete or freeze the sketch with the elements or the edges which will be visible. So I have drawn all the edges which are not even invisible edges are drawn. I will draw the elements or the edges which will be only visible with a softer pencil. You make the things come out properly. So there you have all the cuboids. If you want, I'll just count the numbers. 5 into 2 into 2, 4 pieces. Number 1, number 2, number 3 and number 4. 2 into 2 into 2, 5 piece. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 and finally number 5. So this is a very simple harmonious composition. Now it's up to you how to create an interesting color scheme. So we are asked to use only cool colors. So what I'm going to assume is I'm going to roughly assume lighting and shadow, a very rough lighting and shadow I'm planning. I'll assume a light source somewhere from that side. Okay, I'm assuming a light source which is coming from that side. I'm not going to be very perfect. As you know, there are different techniques as to how to create proper lighting and shadow. We'll not go in that deep. We'll just give you a very basic approximate lighting that's what I'm going to give. So I'm assuming a light source somewhere there. Now based on that, if I'm going to sketch, the shadow is going to be somewhere that side. So it's behind and slightly towards the left. So the shadow is going to be somewhat like this. This object, if it is being casted, it will be somewhat like this. This will be anyway within the shadow. This is more or less the way an approximate shadow of this will be casted. Okay, so I've made a very rough as I said, told, it's a very rough estimate because we don't have the entire day to draw lighting and shadow. So since the light is on the back side, you should be aware that these areas like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all this area will be having a lower value. Even these surfaces 9, 10 and 11, these are all will be under lower value or will be darker, and the surface which are on the top like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these will be having slightly brighter value. So I'll start by just giving the darkness or shadow. Make sure you have a single stroke direction while you're shadowing or shading. Don't do shadow like this, later do like that. Make sure you have a single stroke line direction. Now I'll just darken the areas which will have low values. And also these areas will be under darkness. I'm assuming this is having larger darkness, light or lower value, the ones which I did, and here it will be slightly less, so a little more lighter. And these areas which are on the top surface will be having the maximum light over the lowest value or the highest value. Here also it will be under darkness because light is not able to reach over here, so here also it will be under darkness. Right, now we will start giving color and finally set up the perfect lighting and shadow. So I will give the smaller cuboid or the type A blue color and the type B the green color. That's what I'm going to give. So what I'll do is I'll give a uniform color for each cube and I will finally darken it. You can add saturation, especially on the surface which is on the top. Make sure while using pencil you stroke it along only one direction. While going for examination, make sure everybody has a new color or a brand new pencil color, because if you use old ones, the saturation will be lower, because color pencils also have shelf life. So if it's pretty old, the color, the saturation which you expect might not be there for them. So make sure they are new ones, or if at all you have one, make sure they are not pretty old. Yeah, I will use the green color. So that's about your composition in terms of the layouting, in terms of the lighting and shadow. It is a very basic done. Now we are going to finally freeze the stuff. I'm going to give a darker value to the edges. So actually the light source is somewhere from that side, not exactly here slightly, because that's why it's having on the shadow of this sort on both the sides. Now I can actually build more darkness on this. And I'm giving a cross hatching to make it more dark. So because earlier I had hatch in this way, and I'll do the cross to this. Similarly, these sides which will be under the shadow, you should make it more dark. See here. Even though the blue is there, I'll make these areas of light slightly more dark. This entire thing will be under, because this is the area where it is under darkness. Right? And I think on the top you can make it more saturated, because it will be more bright, because the fresh light is actually falling on the top surfaces. So you can actually make it more vibrant. That's only a green which will be having, and the other will be blue. It's actually having a lighter tone. Here it is, since it's under darkness, we need not darken it. That's it. So that's about your composition. A very quick composition where you have a cuboid which is 5 by 2 by 2, which is 4 in number. Then you have a cuboid which is 2 by 2 by 2, which is 5 in numbers. And it is to be harmonic. Basically all of them are in some sort of harmony, they are not just randomly distributed. And we are used cool colors, basically blue and green comes in a cool color palette. Okay, and you are given proper lighting and shadow. So that's about the composition. Thank you.
How is your exam preparation going? What makes you different is how you prepare for the exam. We are consistent in producing top results both in the field of architecture and design, which is of course our pride, and we welcome you for the upcoming courses. We have short-term courses, long-term courses. Short-term courses include crash batches and foundation batch, and long-term courses include regular batches, repeater batches, and long-term weekend batches. For more details regarding our courses, visit our website www.thinkdis.com. The link will be provided in the description box below. Let's design your career. Let's design it together with THiNC Institute of Design. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also click the bell icon. Bye. Stay tuned for more updates.